Hello everybody, welcome to Fast Coasters and welcome back to Paradox Point. This is episode 5 of our theme park series, and today we are going to be building a log flume in the dinosaur area. So this log flume, it's kind of inspired a little bit by a river adventure. It's not totally though, it's not considered like a dark ride. It's all outdoors completely. It's just more, it's kind of like if like Splash Mountain and River Adventure kind of met. Again, it's not like a big boat ride, but it's like a Splash Mountain, but just outdoors. There's 2 drops on this. Again, it's not a very big layout. This is going to be the last ride in the dinosaur area. We're going to be starting our 3rd area in the next episode. So this area is only going to have the 2 rides, the coaster and the log flume. The next area is going to have the most rides so far, and it's going to be mostly consistent of flat rides, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I explain it later. So yeah, we're going to final splashdown here, separate load and unload station. The unload station is going to drop you off right at the research hub, which is kind of like the main building of our area, and we'll build that later. It's got our food, it's gift shops, restrooms, kind of like the main hub, almost like the Discovery Center at Islands of Adventure. Again, Islands of Adventure is the main kind of inspiration for this park and this area specifically. Obviously, there's an intimate launch coaster themed to a dinosaur, and there's also a water ride themed to a dinosaur, which is kind of like the same thing that they have as well. We're gonna make custom cars for this ride as well. You'll see that once we go through the POV. Isn't gonna be the most like extravagant station like the other one. We're basically at like a research kind of base. Right at the water, and the name of this ride is going to be called River Exhumation. So again, it's just like a river. We're going down the river looking for fossils. We're gonna go down the river and see. There should be a research camp we can go to, but it's abandoned and it's destroyed. So then we gotta look for more clues, and then we find the big dinosaur. Then we go up the big lift and then down the drop to escape, and then we're back at the research hub. That is kind of the theme we're going for here. Just a small kind of like outhouse harbor building. Didn't want to make it a boathouse because we already have a boathouse building in the pirate area. Stay on route, obviously. If you know how these rides go, we're not going to stay on route. There's going to be a bit of comeuppance that happen right before the big drop, but that's to be expected. Of course, we got to have a big dinosaur animatronic in this area somewhere, right? We can't just not have any big dinosaurs. We got to have at least one. So yeah, it's kind of be following us throughout the ride, but it's gonna be like references to it. So you're only gonna see the big like animatronic once, and this animatronic is made by the same creator who made the Raptor animatronics in the last episode for the Blitz coaster, which the Blitz coaster is going to be named Containment Run. That is the name I've selected for that one. Obviously, it's just breaking out of the containment. First area right here, just a very like natural scenery. Use some of the ambient noise to really add to that. Again, this is also in a tropical park, so those noises will be heard anyway. Let's be honest, in quite a quiet section. That bone skeletal structure I kind of reused throughout the land. That is the main entrance structure into the land, and then it's also on the coaster, and there's a couple on here. But yeah, just making sure that's lit up nice, and then yep, there's a second one here, and then after the second one, there's going to kind of be a small statue. It's going to be the same Greg statue that we have at the entrance, but it's going to be hidden behind bushes, so you get kind of like see him and hear him, but you don't really like you don't really confront him yet. Right here is going to be kind of that research base that's abandoned, or it's kind of like trash. Just going to have a satellite on the ground. It's going to have this camera that goes off, to kind of would simulate the on-ride photo. I wish we had on-ride photos on the track rides and the water rides as well. I would have loved it on the dark ride we'll be building in the next episode, but unfortunately it is just on roller coasters. So hopefully in the future maybe we can get that on dark rides and track rides. Yep, just a very small outhouse, because if you remember, we were back in time here, so these wouldn't be like modern buildings because it's an amusement park. No, this is where we're exploring the jungle where there's dangers and we got to build something quick. So that's kind of what this wooden shack is. It's just very put together, thrown together. I'm using the Atom screen from the Toy Box pack as kind of like a computer screen. It's really helpful because you could change what's on the screen, so you could kind of like convey what like the the theme or like the story of the ride is. I used it on the dark ride in the next episode as well, and it's really helpful. So just some there isn't really a lot of clutter as far as tech goes. It's very sci-fi-esque. There used to be a lot better pieces in like the Studios pack and whatnot, but unfortunately we no longer have those packs. So we just have to deal with the sci-fi for now. It's better than when the game launched, we didn't have any of this. So yeah, so just smoking satellite probably fell off the building, whatnot, maybe in a storm or if a certain dinosaur knocked it off. Just adding some plants. Again, we're gonna make it's very lush, this area, extremely lush. You don't really see a lot until you come up to it. You gotta like explore. So that part is mostly done now. Again, adding the because you can add a camera like a piece as a prop, and you can make it go off. So you can simulate it, but you just won't be able to. If you really want to make a photo point, you could. If you take a screenshot of guests on the ride and then you put it on a screen, so you could do it, but it's not like it won't operate as a photo point. Here's our Greg statue back here, right behind the bushes, and there's gonna be like a roar sound effect. The roar sound effect I use is like the Minotaur sound effect from the Greek theme. There isn't any like proper. I don't think there were any like proper roars in the last one either, because a lot of people wanted a dinosaur pack in the last game, but we never got it. But anyway, now we're going to move on to the entrance portal for the ride. It's going to be kind of like what's it called? Like one of those like, you know, like in some of those like movies or stuff or games, they got like a quarantine camp, and there's like a giant like kind of like gated structure. That's kind of like what this is. It's kind of like a very gated structure. The name for this area is going to be Camp Fossil Basin. So this area is going to be called Camp Fossil Basin. The last area is called Breakwater Bay, and then this area is called Camp Fossil Basin. The next area will be a town name, and it's going to have to be a town name because it's based off of an IP. So obviously, when you're basing stuff off an IP, you kind of have to make it so that it fits that IP. So that's mostly what we do with the next area. But once again, using those stickers from the toy box pack, those kind of caution tape lines, which are really, really helpful for builds. And you'll see in the next build, we also use another sticker for a very helpful reason as well. Just adding this kind of, not like a bridge, but kind of like this truss between the two, where we're going to put our entrance sign for the land. And then just putting it on top as well. It's just the steel girders that you could find in the support pieces. More ambient noise, because again, you're going to kind of like discover this area. It's going to be in a very lush location, especially if you're coming through the back of the gift shop. It's just really like the feeling of discovering the area for the first time. Just adding some bushes and plants here. Planting this is going to be the most, at least as of now, the most planted area. The other two areas are going to have plants, but it's not going to be as like jungly as this one. After that, I don't know yet, but we shall see. I don't know how big the park is going to be. I definitely want to expand a little bit past the 4 areas, but I'm not sure if we're going to make it too much bigger. I am starting to encounter some lag, but it's mostly because of the dark ride I built and it's just the area around it. There's a lot of moving pieces to it. So I am starting to experience a teeny bit of lag, but it's still running pretty well, all things considered. What I noticed that when I'm done with an area, I turn off the rides so they don't test anymore. And I find that really kind of helps like with the lag, because once you build like a mega park and you have every ride running, it really tanks the computer. So once I'm done with an area, I close all the rides so they don't run anymore, and then I move on to the next area. But yeah, just this steel gate with the black fencing on it. Obviously, if this was real, it would probably be a much bigger fence. But right here, we're going to start the main hub of the area, which is the research hub. I am really happy with how this turned out. It really conveyed the feeling. It's kind of like, it gives off like a mall vibe almost. A very open space. Got your food stalls. It has the restrooms. It's got a staff building in there. It also has the gift shops. It has a meet and greet as well, which I'll come on to in a little bit. I have added the Gulpy character to this area because obviously it fits. I kind of wish we had Captain Lockjaw still so I could add him to the pirate area, but he's no longer in the game. So I did add Gulpy, and we're just going to call him Greg, because Greg is our main mascot of the park. So Greg would kind of be like the main figure of this area, and you'll see what I mean when we go on to the interior of the building. On top is kind of like a watchtower. This would be the highest building point of the area, and you could kind of see it from the pirate area a little bit, but it's okay. It doesn't, like, it kind of blends in. I wanted to make sure the themes kind of blend in a little bit with each other, and if they don't, we kind of hide that fact. Yeah, the main watchtower, you're not going to be able to go up here. It's just kind of like a theming piece. But it would be kind of silly not to include a watchtower when there's dangers around the area with the dinosaurs. So definitely got to keep an eye on it. Just checking the sight line there, and you can't really see it at all, which is exactly what I wanted. There's going to be a lot of scaffolding around the building, as well as like if they're still working on it, if there's damages to it from like weather or stuff. A lot of cables around it as well. Again, it's very makeshift. It's very put together. Just because obviously if you're in the jungle, you got to really build this. So the theme would be like people have traveled through time to this, and they've set up a research base, and they're looking to discover more about the dinosaurs. On these walls here, it's just certain aspects of what the watchtower takes care of. So like weather alerts, perimeter integrity, river like water levels, and stuff like that. So now we're working on the exterior of the building, and you can see off to the left a little shack. That little shack is going to be right at the exit to the right. There are drying machines. Guests will not use them, I don't believe. I think they only use them for the water park, but it just adds some realism. I know River Adventure at Islands has the drying machines right out front, and then once you're done with the drying machines, you go right into a hallway and then into the research hub. Just drops you off right in there, and it's a great opportunity for guests to shop and eat. So it would be a real money maker in the park when you're building. That's why so many parks and coasters have gift shops at the end of them, because if you enjoyed the ride, you're gonna want to remember your experience and buy merch, and exactly why that's there. Anyway, we are now on to the real-time portion. We're going to start in the hub here, go off to the right, and I did change the slogan at the bottom. I did change to the land before time. I think that fits a lot better. Coming through here with the research entrance. The left is a little forested. You could add rides here if you want. Once I upload the park, so make sure to add some open spaces for that if you wanted to add your own stuff. That pathway to the left comes from Breakwater Bay, and from the right it comes from the gift shop. Wanted to add a little bit of leveling to this area, so it goes up the hill, and then to the right we have that great view of Containment Run with the corkscrew that goes underneath us, and then the dive loop around the rocks. Down there is a little bit of a discovery path. You walk down there past a little creek, and you go into the discovery path of the pirate area. So like that little discovery adventure trail that leads up to that. Right here on the left is the Greg Research Labs. This is the main research hub, and then directly to the right, obviously that's going to say Containment Run. That is the entrance to the big coaster. And we're going to step into the research lab, and as you can see, it kind of does give off that mall vibe. Obviously the food on the left, restrooms on the right, and then gifts straight ahead. Coming down here, obviously we added Gulpy branding because Gulpy with the dinosaur mascot would be kind of like a sponsor for the area. So again, the Gulpy chill zone with all the seating, and then the glass ceiling so you can see the light coming in. Right behind there is a staff building, and then here's our field supplies, which would be our gift shop, river exhumation exit, and then again, I just added like a ride photo booth. They're not going to use it, but it's just there for aesthetic effect. And then here's the restrooms, and then the guest services, since guests are going to need like umbrellas and sunscreen. We come down the exit here. Here's our dryers. Do have to fix the roof there. And then if you can see on the left, you can meet Greg. So it'd be kind of like the raptor encounter, where there'd be like a staff member and then a person in the raptor suit, and then that'd be the raptor encounter. So that's kind of almost what it is. But yeah, let's head over to the log flume now. We're gonna go back up the stairs into the main part of the area back again, right outside the doors. And again, you can see the scaffolding around, and then there's that giant element on the Blitz coaster. Coming down here, so the river exhumation entrance is right at the end of the land, all the way down. 45-minute wait. We can just cut the line. Added some seats around just to give people some seating. And then you can't really see the ride at all. That is the staff path for the station. It could also be used as the accessibility entrance. That's something I've been doing with, if I needed a staff path, if I'm using two stations, I kind of mask it as that accessibility entrance. Through the first cattle pen here, boxes, bones. Again, this is kind of like a subsidiary harbor camp. Through the extended queue house here with the lights. And then we're going to go back around here with some of the tents where some of the scientists and researchers might be camping out. Those temporary lights there. And then a little wooden tower. And then we're going to go up into the harbor, current strong, board quickly. And I did make some changes to the station. It has a more open roof now, like it's damaged or if it's being worked on. And we're going to board the log flume right now. So I will show off the boats a little bit after. Right after we end the ride. It is gonna be a sped up POV, just a little bit. The regular POV is gonna be uploaded separately in a few days' time. But yeah, first we take a left into this misty skeletal structure. Right past those bones, again mist, and then right behind there is the train tracks. It's gonna run right behind here, and then the research post with the damages, and then the camera that goes off. That would be where the on-ride photo would be, and then a little bit of a lower skeletal structure, kind of like a near miss. And then there's Greg back there, hiding out with the roar. And then you could get a great view of the boat coming down the drop, so you can see what you're up against. And then you go right, and then you do this small lift. It goes over the train tracks, but you can't really see the train tracks. So the train tracks go under into the mountain, and then the lift goes over it into the mountain. And then once we're over the train tracks, we take a left-hand turn into the smaller drop of the ride. And then here is the most impressive part of the ride. So once we go down the smaller drop, kind of find this basin almost. Again, Camp Fossil Basin. So it's this big basin. There's bones on the ground. There's a giant watchtower that has fallen into the water. And then we come around to this waterfall feature and this crystal, which are distraction features, as I like to call them. So it's set to distract guests from what they're going to see up ahead, so they don't see it coming. So we're looking at this crystal. Oh, I wonder what it means, this crystal. And then we turn around the corner, and here he is. Here's Big Greg. Here he comes. Really good animatronic. I added the building around it and the metal bars underneath it just to give it a bit of a realistic touch, because that animatronic would not be sitting out in the open for the whole time. Going up the emergency lift now, up to the highest point of the ride, we get a great view of Containment Run, the hypercoaster, the launch coaster right ahead. You can kind of see Dead Reckoning on the right with that turnaround element. And here we go. You can see the spike, the element, the main element, and then the top hat. And then we go down the big drop. Whee! And then a giant splashdown. And then right after the splashdown, the ride comes to an end. The Emergency Dock Research Center, which is the exit, kind of like an emergency exit. Expedition logs. Obviously today was a failure. Then we get off the ride. As you see the boats, got some wooden theming on it. If we see the back of it, it says RX3. There are 10 boats. They all have different numbers on them, but the rest of the boat is exactly the same. The Research Dock Center, and some of the expeditions, and then there's just some vent grates on the ground, which would be for to suck up water or whatnot. And here comes the boat. The 4 would be like a marking or just like a scratch. And you can see that one says 2, that's boat 2. And there also is some caution tape on the inside. We come down here again to the drying stations. There would be probably like 50 cents per dry almost for a couple minutes. I know Universal charges for theirs as well. Down the exit path, and we are back into the research lab main hub here. But yeah, that is Camp Fossil Basin. That is all for this area. So we are done with this area. No more rides. I didn't think we needed any more rides in this area. I thought it was pretty well, because again, we want some of those natural sections, again, like that pathway down. As you can see the pathway through there. And just looking at the ride system here, it doesn't take too much space. I wanted this to be pretty compact. There's Big Greg in there. Just how he works. He comes out, kind of chomps at the vehicle, and then runs back in. And then I kind of added on the outside, I'm not sure if I showed it in this video. Yep, kind of see it a little bit with the door for maintenance access, because obviously maintenance would have to go in there pretty often just to check on him every morning, make sure he's in tip-top shape. And here's the main drop. It's not too tall. I think it's only about like 70 feet or whatnot. Down the main drop. Again, this ride is very hidden, so you can only see the main drop really when you're on ride or in the queue line. And you can't even really see it that well from the queue line, because that building in the back, that would kind of be like a maintenance area, the back side of the emergency center, but that's also where the ride goes through to get to the station. Another look at the Greg lab and the glass on top. It looks kind of ugly from the top, but once you're in the building, kind of gives off the effect that I want it to give off. And yeah, but that is Camp Fossil Basin. I'm really happy with how the area turned out. I think it's on par with the pirate area. But our next area, I'm sure you could have guessed it from the Join Us for a Bite slogan, it is going to be a Five Nights at Freddy's area. And it is going to include a major dark ride, much like Spider-Man or Transformers. And it's also going to include a few flat rides and a kids coaster with a Faz Fest theme. So I'm really excited for you guys to see that, and I will see you guys in the next episode. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more episodes of Paradox Point, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, guys.